This is the 2024 Sea Serpent from the island of Niue. It is a brand new mythical creatures series and is an APMEX exclusive, meaning APMEX is where you must buy it unless you're going to get it on the secondary market somehow. It is already selling for well over $40 and is one of the coolest coins I have seen this year. It might also be something you want to consider for your stack or collection. Today we will dive deep into the ancient lore of this beast so you can decide if it's right for your collection here on the Culture of Currency. The legend of the sea serpent dates back thousands of years. In Mesopotamian mythology, there are references to sea monsters such as Tiamat, the primordial goddess of the ocean in Babylonian and Sumerian myths, who is often depicted as a serpent or dragon. The Greeks had several sea monster legends, including Scylla and Charybdis, and the Hydra, of course, which, although not exclusively sea-dwelling, shares some of the characteristics with sea serpent-like creatures. The Norse had the tales of the Midgard serpent, Jörmungandr, a giant sea serpent that encircles the earth, as well as other sea creatures in their folklore. During the medieval period of Europe, sea serpent sightings and legends became more prevalent, often intertwined with Christian symbolism and belief. In more recent centuries, especially during the Age of Exploration, reports of sea serpent sightings increased, often described as large serpent-like creatures seen by sailors around the world. These reports contributed to the popularization of sea serpent legends in modern folklore. As you can see, the legend behind the sea serpent really spanned the globe, bringing us to a commonality of sorts. This coin and really this series should be seen as just that, a series and coin that everyone can reflect on and be bound together to another. It is simply fantastic for that reason, but is it right for your collection? Let's dive deep into this coin as we place it on our 60-point scale to see if it is in fact right for you. When we look at the Unverse, we are met with one of the most interesting designs of the year. We of course are met in the middle by the public seal of Niue, which we go over in length in my Hawksbill turtle video. It is beautiful. As the eye finds its way outward, we are met by a helm of a ship, which is likely a nod to the boats that would have been colonizing these islands. In between the spokes of the helm, we see a masterful old world representation from the Age of Exploration. These are the depictions found on many maps during nautical exploration around the world. It is highly beautiful and has to be one of the most striking obverses I can remember. I scored a 10. When we move to the reverse, we see a much more natural approach to the artistry as the sea serpent surfs along the torrential tide. So many amazing textures can be observed, from the plating of the scales to the webbing of the fins. What is even more striking is the juxtaposition of the softer textures on the serpent versus the reflective and tumultuous details within the water. Details on a micro and macro level are at play, creating a perfect scene. Even the text is a bonus, as the fin above the head of the serpent is seen overlapping the text, making the image jump out. This is a striking design, and it scores a 10. Mintage is our next category. This story keeps getting better. This coin is minted at 5,000. That is extremely rare for bullion series like this. 5,000 is also the threshold to score a perfect 10. When it comes to cultural significance, we have a coin that features one of the coolest legends seen worldwide. As discussed before, this beast has folklore in many areas of the world. I particularly like this theme on a coin from Niue, as Polynesians, who likely were the first finders of the islands within Niue, do have a legend of a sea serpent called Bakunawa, which is believed to be the cause of things like earthquakes and eclipses. What is even cooler is the cartographers who first mapped the world while on exploration assignments would have likely seen whales and other wildlife and depicted them upon maps as a sea serpent. Sailors like James Cook of the Cook Islands and others would have stumbled upon islands like Niue, bringing their legends with them, which would blend cultures together. This coin exhibits that age with the ship's helm and the classical depiction of sea creatures. It scores a perfect 10. Now for collectability. Here's the good. This coin hosts some themes seen as highly collectible. It is nautical, which seems to be strong in the marketplace. It is well designed and struck. It is a series with likely ever-changing artwork. Now for the bad. This coin is the first in a series. Though it is likely to be collectible, we will not know how collectible until a couple coins in. This is also an APMEX exclusive, meaning if you're not seeing it here on this channel and or on APMEX, odds are you don't know it exists, which is utterly sad because this is a beautiful coin worth everyone's enjoyment. This being said, I score it a 7. Uniqueness is our last area to grade. I did find a couple of ancient coins with sea serpents, but as of now, this is the only modern coin I could find. It is simply fantastic. The theme is quite unique and I am so excited to see this series develop. It scores a 10, bringing us to our final thoughts and score. This sea serpent swims across the line at an epic and elite 57 out of 60. It has everything one could ask for in a coin except for possibly exposure in the marketplace. I see huge potential in this series. It is beautifully crafted. It has an extremely low mintage. It will be in a series with amazing artwork that changes, and most importantly, it tells a story that webs so many world cultures together. This is one of the best coins of the year for sure, and is one of the highest scores I have ever given on this channel, which is saying a lot. Let me know what you think about this coin in the comments, and as always, please remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.